guys? Matt Lemke through Gamer Goggles. Gen Con 50 still, probably for another week. And I'm at the Dust Tactics booth with Gregor, or Greg, he goes by Greg. And we're going to talk about Dust Tactics. And he's going to give me a real quick overview because I have not done anything with Dust Tactics since it was a fantasy flight game, which I think was
a long time ago in the galaxy.
2011-ish.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I'm new rules since then, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Because I wasn't happy with my demo experience of the game back then.
The game was different, way different back then. It was a game that was heavy on the rules, and it was really. I didn't enjoy it at that time either, to be honest. Now we streamlined the rules. We got rid of all the bugs. It's really faster. There's no grind. It's really meant to be quick, lethal, you know, and you're gonna play back and forth, and really it's gonna be really fast. So
it was quick and lethal before. It was a little too quick and lethal. From what I remember, you rolled dice to see how many actions you got. That was back in the day. Is it still kind of similar?
You roll a certain amount of dice depending on the target that you're aiming at. So you roll dice to hit, and then these dice will yield a certain amount of damages.
Okay, so this is a basic starter or demo army.
Yes.
How many activations will they get at the beginning of a round to use?
For example, on this army, which is our brand new Chinese Liberation Army, it's a little bit special because this is the first army where we have 2 heroes in the starter set.
Oh, okay.
That can be played as a unit of 2, or that can be joined to a unit, either individually or together.
Okay.
So, for example, on this army, I could choose to have 1, 2, 3, 4 activations.
Or
I
3 or 2.
3 or 2.
That's a lot different. That's much better, actually, because original game, you rolled at the beginning of every turn to see how many activations you got. And I saw a guy get 1 activation, and the other guy had 5.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that is so broken. I'm like, poor guy, didn't see turn 2. So that is much better balance. So they fixed what I consider was the biggest problem with the Fantasy Flight game. Kudos. And, well, I think the models look a heck of a lot better.
Oh, we ramped up the quality also. Obviously, some people are surprised that our prices have increased, but it's because we have increased also the quality of our models. So now you have details that you didn't have before. You have sculptures that are way better. We're starting to use hard plastic even on infantry, because our vehicles have always been in hard plastic, but the infantry is in PVC, and now we even start using hard plastic for details like weapons so that they don't bend. So now you have way more realistic skulls. So
excellent.
Yeah, it's really, really way better than it used to be.
Okay, so you have the Chinese and I don't know those guys. What's the big releases here?
So this one is a release from last year. It's the Luftwaffe. So it's a faction of the Axis where you have rocketeers and airborne troops that are dropped from the sky on the battlefield. So,
and I think she's cute, but I'm not sure. She's wearing a mask.
It's my favorite miniature in the whole range.
Really, that one?
Florentine, yeah. I love this miniature.
I don't know. Well, that's not even this range. Cthulhu's not in this range, is it?
Cthulhu is in this range. It's actually a release for Christmas.
Oh, okay, because that Cthulhu looks pretty bad to the bone.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean, the models are sexy, and they're definitely a lot sexier than what they used to be, I think. Mm-hmm. The big thing I like is the vehicles, the helicopters, and I don't know, that's tanks. A tank's a tank, but I mean, they're like to scale.
Yes.
That's what's impressive. They're to scale. I have no idea what any of this stuff costs, but you know, I mean, it's like this little walker is what? That's probably 15 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that guy is like 15 feet tall. It's impressive. It's hard to argue with that. But
we're really proud of our products right now, and as I told you, we ramped up the production. So our latest kits, for example, are made with molds that we are the only ones to use. So they are really more modern, and it allows you to put way more details everywhere. You can flip our vehicles upside down, and you will see that we have details on the bottom of them, and that not everybody can do that.
Yeah, not everybody does that. Being somebody who builds models, not everybody does that. Which some people like. Doesn't matter to me. I don't look at the bottom. It's less to paint.
Yeah. True.
I have a lot of models to paint.
But we sell our products primed and premium, so the paint is not a problem.
Yeah, so this actually comes out of the box like this if this is what you want. That's pretty sexy. It would take me a long time to paint that.
Yeah.
I'd easily have 15 hours in painting that. So that says a lot about it. What else has changed from the original rules to date? I mean, okay, I guess there's been a lot of changes,
So
but
first, fundamentally a change of the name. First, it's not Dust Tactics or Dust Battlefield or Dust Warfare anymore.
Oh, that's right.
There's only one Dust. It's Dust 1947. So it's one rule to rule them all. You will play grid or gridless, what we call freeform, with the same book.
Okay.
So that changes a lot of things for our rules and for the way we can market the product. So this is the main change. Obviously, we have changed some profiles, even on old miniatures, because everything that we ever released is still playable.
Oh, cool.
We have card packs to update the products, but nothing has been left behind. So you can play your old coffin box from the old FFG times, or the core set that was rebooted. You can play everything. It's still completely compatible.
All right. Very good. And so every faction has something a little bit more unique about it?
Yes. It's, how can I say that? The point of every army during the war was to be well-rounded. They all had their particularities, and we are still respecting that. So, for example, obviously the Luftwaffe has a lot of flying and a lot of airborne units. So that will create a gameplay that is a little bit different. The PLA will rely on gameplay changes, like making units that are way bigger than usual. So you have this impression of a mass of troops that are advancing on you, and it's going to be harder to kill them under the sheer mass of soldiers that you can have. The SSU still relies on very heavy tanks and very heavy vehicles that are really resilient. You have the different weapons per faction, so the Axis relies on lasers, the SSU on Tesla weapons, and the Allies on phasers. So, with different game effects, obviously.
So I guess that brings us to like gameplay at like the store level. Are you guys gonna, or do you have a organized play program yet?
We have an organized play program that is meant for both the tournament scene, but also for the casual scene. So we encourage players to play in their shop as much as possible, and they can do it in different ways. They can do it just by playing in a tournament, regular Swiss round and stuff like that. We have prize kits for that.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so it's really, you can win a premium miniature that is an exclusive preview that only exists for the tournament kit.
Oh, nice.
So it's a preview, and it will be released later in a box for everyone to get, but for 1 year and a half, it's a complete exclusive.
Oh, very cool.
So we're trying to do these kind of things. We also have the casual scene, so we have the I Got Out of the House Day, for example. Two players play in their regular shop, and they take some pictures, post them online, tag us, tag their store, and we're going to advertise the store on our website.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and at the end of the month, we draw randomly one of the people that participated in this I Got Out of the House, and they will win a small prize that we will ship to the store. So a small patch, a sprue, something.
Very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
We also have what we call the Dust Days. Dust Days are basically a day where instead of making a tournament where you have an individual player winning, you play for your faction, for your block, and it's going to be heavily scenarized. So you're going to have scenarios to play, and you're going to have a whole campaign setting for this whole day. And you play the level of army that you want. You agree with your opponent to play either at the starter set level or 350 points, it doesn't matter. And you're going to play like that, finish your game, record your results for your team.
Okay.
Okay. And at the end, one block will be decided the winner and will win something. So it creates something more collective. And finally, we are also about to launch a world campaign where players are going to register online and they're going to fight for the whole world of Dust. They're going to decide on the theater of war they want to fight in. They're going to decide on the faction that they're using, and they're going to record their results on our website, and it will change the zones of the map, their color, to decide who's dominating which zone. So for the moment, you're gonna fight in Iceland, and right now Iceland on our map is really equally shared between the 3 blocks, but maybe at the end of the campaign it will be completely SSU, or completely Axis, or completely Allies.
That's very good. I love games where you can affect the storyline.
Yeah.
Mage Knight did it way back in the day. I said Mage Knight, people. They did it way back in the day, and I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was, yeah, and we're willing to do that because the consequences on the world by itself will be changed by the next campaign anyway. And we are also introducing new blocks like Cthulhu, what we call the mythos, but also the Japanese Imperial Navy and the Vrils, and all these are going to be introduced by the worldwide campaign.
Are the pieces of terrain available, or are those just for show?
All the resin terrain is for sale. So
really? Cool.
These ones are not available yet. They are previews, as everything that is in this glass case. But yeah, they're going to be available.
Okay, that's cool.
So.
And you can see they come with like nice little. These aren't bunkers. That's what's popping into my head.
Tank traps.
Yes, tank traps.
Yeah.
Those.
Each starter set has 1 tank trap and 1 crate that is decorated.
Nice. I love crates. These are big crates.
Yes.
Big crates. What else do you want to add?
I don't know. What else do you want to know?
I really don't know. I think I want to play. Maybe we should have played first so I would have had more questions, but I think I want to play.
Okay, let's do that then.
All right, let's do that. Well,